Hello everyone, my name is Adrienne and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the New Year's book tag. This was a tag that was originally created by Bookables. I will link her original video down below. And since we are going into 2021, I figured I would go ahead and film this video, this tag video, and kind of tell you, a bunch of things bookish and non-bookish related that I think would be fun to tell you about in the new year. I'm still in my bedroom. If you saw my TBR for the Battle of the Bookish, you'll know that I am recovering from COVID, so myself and my family are still in isolation right now, and so I'm still in my bedroom because it's the quietest place, and there is still this white chalk scribble on my wall that I haven't cleaned up yet. You may also notice this orange fluffy tail. That is because my kitty cat here, Molly, has decided she wants to hang out with me while I film. So she's gonna be walking around in here. But I figured I would film a tag video to kind of tell you about the end of the year and what I have planned for the new year. So let's go ahead and get into this tag. The first question is, how many books do you plan to read in 2021? And I always set my Goodreads goal at 100 books. And I almost always go over it. I say almost always. The last 2 years I have blown it out of the water. But I set it at 100 because I feel like that's a reasonable number for me personally. I do a lot of audiobooks, and so it's really easy for me to just kind of fly through books. So 100 books is usually pretty reasonable for me. So I have my Goodreads goal set to 100, but we'll see how many I actually read. I usually don't set unattainable goals. So if my goal of 100 suddenly seems unattainable, I'll lower it. But right now, 100 books. The second question is, name a book that you didn't get to this year that you would like to read next year. Honestly, I have a lot of books that are like that, but the big one that I can think of off the top of my head, I've suddenly forgotten. I know that one of the books that I have intentions to read but never got to was one that came out recently, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is definitely one that I would like to read in 2021 that I just never got to in 2020. But it is also a newer book, so it's not like it's been sitting around for too terribly long. So I guess that one. The next question is, what is a genre that you want to read more of in 2021? And I think for this, my answer is going to be adult. Just in general, like adult books. I think adult fantasy is something I really want to get into, but I know it's kind of a daunting thing for me as someone who likes YA and particularly YA to contemporary. I do have plans that I want to read more adult fantasy, so things like Brandon Sanderson, the Mistborn series, and similar books. The Black Prism series seems really interesting. So I'm wanting to get into more adult fantasy books, but we will see how that goes since I tend to read a lot more, a lot more like YA contemporary-esque books. The next question is, name 3 non-book related goals that you have for 2021. So I don't really try and set too many non-book related goals. I really don't just set a whole lot of goals that are book related either. Anyway, I think crochet is one thing that I want to do a lot more in 2021. I did crochet a lot in 2020, but I love crochet. I have been crocheting since I was 8 years old. For those of you who may not know how old I am 26. That means I have been crocheting on and off for 18 years now, and I really, is that math right? 8 plus 8 is 16. 2 is 6. Yeah, that's right. I said 18 years. No, that's not right. 8 plus 8 is 16 plus... Yeah, no, that's right. 18 years. I don't know how to math. I don't do math well. So for about 18 years, I have been crocheting, and I love crocheting, but I kind of put it off and didn't do a whole lot of it, and now I'm really into it again, and I am loving doing crochet, and so I want to do a lot more of it in 2021. I have learned a lot of new stitches and things that I want to put to use. I have a lot of like patterns that I want to purchase to do, lots of like, they're called Grafgans that I want to make. So I have a lot of things that I want to do. I'm working on a Grafgan for my best friend's wedding in June. It's going to take a long time, but I'm working on it and I'm very excited. So it's definitely something I want to do a lot more of. So in 2021, I think one of my goals that is not bookish related is to do a lot more crochet related projects. Maybe I can show you guys some of those as well if you're interested. Other other than that, I guess my goals are to keep myself healthy. Yes, that does come along with losing weight. I know that that's like a thing that is kind of a touchy subject for some people, but for me personally, I don't really necessarily have a goal weight. I just know that I am overweight and I would like to keep myself healthy, and by proxy of keeping myself healthy, I will probably lose weight. So I want to keep myself healthy. I want to do better about making sure that what I consume and what goes into my body is good for me and not just junk. So I guess staying healthy. Other than that, I don't really know that I have non-books related goals. I don't usually set goals just because I feel like it puts too much pressure on myself to attain them. So there you go. That's what I've got. Okay, the next question is, what is one book that you have had forever that you should really read in 2021? Books that I have had forever tend to live on my Kindle, and they're usually ones that I got for free or for really cheap that I just don't know that I have any interest in reading. But one that I do have interest in reading that I just never finished, I've tried to read it several times, is Dragonfly and Ember by Diana Gabaldon. This is the second book in the Outlander series, and I have read the first book, Outlander, several times, but I never can get through Dragonfly and Amber. And I've had this book for ages, and I just never read it. So this is what I definitely want to try and read in 2021. And the rest of the series, because I also have Voyager as well. And I haven't read that either, obviously. So I definitely want to read those. And then the last question is, what is one word that you hope will describe 2021? With the state of the world as it has been, with the pandemic and all of the civil unrest and all of the things going on in this world, I think the one word that I really want to represent 2021, not just for the world, obviously, but for myself as well, because 2020 was a very turbulent year for me on an emotional scale. As you saw in a vlog that I did, I got medicated for the first time ever this year. Like, I was actually sought help for my anxieties, and I'm medicated now, which is great. I'm loving the fact that I actually can control my emotions a little bit better, that they're a little bit more stable. So I think continuing that into 2021, the word that I really want to represent for myself as well as for the world is peace. Just a peaceful year. So yeah, so that is it for this tag. Technically I'm supposed to tag people. I don't know that I will do that because I don't really care to, but if you want to do this tag, please do let me know if you do it so I can check out your videos. So that is all I have for this video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.